Hey guys, Gavin with Fanboy TV coming at you from MondoCon, which has been pretty epic, and we're joined by...
Yeah, Frank Gibson. I do a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, he does a lot of top secret stuff that he can't tell us about that involves cartoons that we love and all sorts of fun things like Being Puppy Cat, which you just went off on Being Puppy Cat a second ago.
Totally, yeah. So I'm a writer on the first season of Being Puppy Cat, which is debuting later this year. I'm also the voice of Wallace the Fish in the original short. And I write the Amazing World of Gumball comics for Boom. So
yeah, we have lots of fun. So what do you think the draw is to doing cartoons? Like, did you grow up saying, hey, I want to be a fireman, or hey, I want to do Being Puppy Cat?
Well, okay, so my original thing was I grew up like a lot of kids with the Spider-Man. I was like, yeah, I want to be a Spider-Man guy. When I was 13 years old, the comic book store owner, who I had a really good relationship with, he's like, here's a copy of Bone by Jeff Smith.
Yes.
And he didn't charge me for it. He's just like, take it, and if you like it, just maybe get the next one. And then I got the entire run of Bone, and that kind of defined my comics career. It's just I want to make stuff like that. I want to make really earnest, personal work, but also
cartoony
and for kids. So it's
So what was your big draw to come on to Being Puppy Cat?
Natasha's the best. I've known Natasha for years and years and years now, and there was we're actually out for Halloween. She was dressed up as Sailor Venus. I was dressed as a Saint Bernard. And we're sitting in a bar, and I had a meeting with Frederator, and it's yeah, we're thinking about doing a season of Being Puppy Cat. I'm like, cool. And I was talking to Natasha about it, and she's like, yeah, well, if they do it, I guess you'll have to write it. And I'm like, sure. And then a year later, I'm writing Being Puppy Cat with Madeline Flores and Natasha as well.
So you went out as a Saint Bernard for Halloween, really?
I did, yeah. And then the next year, I was a luchador, but in a suit.
Oh, like a pseudo luchador?
Yeah, a suitador. It's the proper term, I believe.
That's quite interesting. A suitador.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing you've worked on so far, besides Being Puppy Cat?
Well, right now I'm working on a monthly comic series called Capture Creatures for Boom Studios. It's my partner Becky and I. We did a 151 painting series over 2 years, coming up with our own weird creatures and their evolutions. And Boom came to us and do you have a story for it? And we're like, yeah, we totally have a story. So yeah, we're working on an ongoing monthly series in addition to doing animation work.
You don't have enough to do it one time, you know?
Yeah, maybe I overcommitted.
we know. We love to overcommit because you're passionate about things.
Exactly, I love doing it, man.
But you did paintings for 2 years, and were you thinking Pokemon at the time when it's the evolution?
So the original designs for Pokemon were by nice by Ken Sujimori, who's a Japanese designer, and he watercolor painted the entire original Pokemon in a year.
Yeah.
And we were like, we can do that. So it took us 2 years, but it happened. We did a hardcover book. Boom liked it. Now we're doing comics of it. So it's super
Have you ever
fun.
thought about working maybe for a bigger publisher like Marvel or DC, or are you just really happy working for the smaller guys?
I love the independence. I don't get notes on my scripts other than notes which are actually helpful.
Yeah.
No one tells me what to do. Working on Being Puppy Cat, nothing was off limits. We could do whatever we wanted. So working for smaller studios and working for smaller publishers is great. But here's the thing. I need to get one Spider-Man for the 9-year-old in me.
Everyone has to get a Spider-Man,
yeah,
right?
I need one Spider-Man, and I probably need one Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my God, we're like brothers. I want Sonic and Spider-Man,
yeah, man.
hardcore, dude.
Yeah,
Wait, I don't like the Sonic comics.
No,
they just don't seem right.
No, they're not quite right. Tyson Hess, who does the Gumball comics with me, some of his work on the Sonic comics is about to come out, and it looks really cool. So I'm actually genuinely excited for the Sonic comics for the first time since I was 10.
Yeah, I think that's about the last time I watched the cartoons or comics. But so, what do you think about the live-action Sonic movie? Do you think they can actually pull it off?
No, of course not. No,
I'm hesitant and I'm hopeful at the same time.
Here's the thing. I hope for the best, but I expect the worst.
That's a good way to put it. Okay, so when it comes to Spider-Man, because we're gonna wrap this up shortly. Who's your favorite Spider-Man villain?
My favorite Spider-Man villain? Oh man. Okay, so I came to Spider-Man at a weird time for Spider-Man. Now, do you remember the clone dude who was falling apart?
Yeah.
No, different clone dude. Because there was the guy who had put his hand on people and steal their power and stuff.
I just don't remember his name.
Yeah, either do I. Kane.
Kane.
The Demon Kane.
Oh, how did
Yeah.
we forget Kane?
Yeah. But yeah, like he at the time was my favorite villain, of course. But looking back, I'm a Kraven the Hunter guy.
Kraven is awesome. I've always
Yeah.
been about Venom myself. Venom and
Yeah.
Carnage. I love those duos.
Oh yeah.
But you got to give it to the Kingpin. Pretty much in
Oh,
everything.
Kingpin is fantastic.
He is just awesome.
Yeah, the best thing about any movie depiction of the Kingpin was Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin.
He did a really good job.
He's
All those
fantastic.
movies
He
suck.
just chewed the the movies are not very good, but he chewed the scenery, man. Like he went for it, and like
So if you were to write a Spider-Man story arc, what would your plot be in 3 sentences?
I can go with 2 words.
Okay.
Scarlet Spider.
Oh, okay, we're gonna go with the Scarlet Spider, huh?
Hey man, I gotta be I'm fueled by nostalgia.
Yeah.
I haven't reread that comic. I bought it in a grocery store. The debut of the Scarlet Spider. I probably haven't read it in like 20 years. It's probably not particularly good.
Oh
But
my
there was
God,
something. There's something about that cool cut-off sweater.
Yeah. I can talk about Spider-Man all day. Like I can just keep going on and on and on. But we got to get back to MondoCon.
Yeah.
You've got a
I guess
table and a break to take, and I think
Yeah.
there might be actual people here that want to see you because this place is packed.
Yeah. You should try the Mondo beer as well.
There's a Mondo beer.
Yeah, they have a special brew Mondo beer, 12.5% on tap at the bar here.
Oh, maybe that's why everyone here's a little light and happy.
Yeah, I'm always cheerful.
Hey! So thanks for coming out and talking about
thanks
all
so much
things
for having
Sonic.
me, man.
I'm
I
glad to
appreciate
find
it.
another Sonic the Hedgehog lover who agrees with me.
Yeah.
Because everyone's all, oh no, we're Nintendo kids. Screw you, Nintendo. It's all about Sega.
Nah, man, Mega Drive.
Yes, see?
Yeah.
See? Right there. But we'll be back with more MondoCon.
Awesome.